Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to kick this webinar off at 3:30, so we're only 1 minute away. Just wait here. Feel free to ask some questions in the Q&A. Have to answer questions when we have time. When we have time, and see our smiling faces very soon. Happy Tuesday. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Microsoft Tools Online Collaboration Tools webinar. Really good to have you here. Schools are ramping back up. PL is obviously out and about in wild form, so we're very happy to have you here today. My name is Andrew Bowser. We're running the Microsoft Tools Online courses, and it's great to be here. And sharing some of these amazing tools with you. Now, with me and my co-host, my lovely presenter, is the lovely Jeff Childs. I'm going to send Jeff live to say hello in case you want to ask him a question throughout the webinar. Jeff.
Hey, afternoon, everybody. Hopefully you're looking forward to doing some real collaboration. Got to get that right all day. Collaboration, and yeah, looking forward to working with everybody. And of course you, Andrew. Let's get going.
Awesome. And Jared Burke, he's going to be our lovely moderator Q&A. Jared, you're going live right there. I see a lovely dash in the background. That's Jared. He'll be moderating the Q&A and sending plenty of links out there as we go through. So feel free to ask as many questions as you want. We're here to help you. We're just going to get through some housekeeping stuff before we start this presentation. And Jared's going to be monitoring the chat. So Jared, just yell out when we have some questions coming through. Okay, let's get started. I'm just going to bring up the PowerPoint here. Lovely to be here with you all. I miss, I'm sure you do too, I miss some of the face-to-face interactions that we have. So I'm very excited to see you all here today, or at least hear you via the Q&A. So again, welcome to Microsoft Tools Online. Encourage collaboration on projects online in real time. This is going to be a great webinar. This is all about encouraging teachers and students to use Microsoft Tools to collaborate on projects. And Jeff and I are huge fans in showing this all live and in real time using technology that works in the Department of Education today. Okay, so you're going to see a number of different things on how you can collaborate online and in real time. It's going to be really, really good, and we hope that we give you some great ideas. So there's some email addresses, which are ours, that you can send us an email if you have a question about anything in relation to this webinar. I like to put this on the recording because you can always come back and pause this recording to grab any of the information that you can have on the screen, which is always a good bonus because I never get time to write things down. We would also like to acknowledge the traditional custodians on the land in which we meet today. We acknowledge the role of elders past, present, and future, and the importance of observing cultures, customs, and traditions of Aboriginal. Okay, so if you are new to one of these webinars or you haven't been here before, we have a lovely Q&A system that you can see, whether you're watching on a mobile phone or whether you're watching on the browser. The little Q&A system's on the top right, okay? And if you want to ask a question, just type it in there. Now, there is a delay between us and when you actually see this content, so just be patient. If you do ask a question, we will get to it. The session is being recorded in HD, so anything that we go through today, there will be a recording link. Now, things go very fast. We only have an hour, in fact, less than an hour to share a lot of these cool tools with you. So don't worry if it goes too fast because the recording is tailored just for you where you can stop, pause, rewind in your own pace and go and do these yourself hands-on. Now, we will try and encourage you to come and collaborate with us. We'll be sharing some collaboration links because that's what it's all about today, collaboration. So you feel free to join us or otherwise just watch it live and then go back and try this stuff in your own time. We'll show you where you can get all the resources and recording links post this webinar. Okay, so firstly, we're doing the introduction of knowledge of the country and focus of the session. It's all about collaboration, which I find is to be it's going to be a really valuable tool, especially if you're a teacher or you have some kind of collaboration elements with students, which I think everyone does. We're going to show you a live demonstration of an integrated hands-on session. So when we say integrated hands-on, we like to share a lot of the stuff that we're working on, invite you to come on and collaborate with us. A lot of this stuff, you don't need to download a lot of things for it, if anything at all. So it'll be really exciting like that. Again, proof in the pudding, we like to show you what is available in New South Wales Department of Education. And then at the end, resources, close, and feedback. That takes about 5 minutes. Okay, so we'll show you all extra links and where to go to get some more expertise about some of these tools. You might just see one of these tools and go, that was worth it. I'm going to take that and run with it. We'll show you where you can get some great resources and training around that. Okay, let's have a look at some of the tools that we'll be working with today. And I love all of these tools. I think they are all absolutely fantastic. We're going to start off with looking at Microsoft Whiteboard. Okay, Microsoft Whiteboard is one tool which I feel like a lot of people don't really know about. So we're going to have a look at Microsoft Whiteboard because it's super powerful and accessible to everybody. All right. Once we finish with Microsoft Whiteboard, we are going to jump over to Microsoft Word. Okay. And then from Word, we're going to show you some great collaboration features with OneDrive using the cloud. Then we're going to jump over to PowerPoint. All right, so we're going to show you some cool stuff. You're really going to enjoy a lot of the tools that we show you, and I guarantee you there's going to be some stuff that you did not know about in this webinar. So where do we start? The first thing we normally start is you go to the staff portal. All right, our staff portal is going to be our source of truth for a lot of things that we're going to be working on today. Okay, and to find the Office 365 button, which is that one right there. All right, we want to pin that to our Essentials bar. So every time you log into your portal, it's going to be there available and accessible to you. Okay. Once you click on My Learning Tools on the left-hand side, you're going to see the Office 365 icon. Now, if you click on Show Details, you will be able to pin that to your bar at the top there, and every time you log into your portal, the little button's going to be there. Don't forget, if you're also into G Suite for Education or the Learning Tools Selector or the STEM T4L Learning Library, everyone loves a bit of STEM, make sure you pin them to your Essentials bar as well. Once you've pinned that, it's just going to leave it right there, really accessible for everyone to do. Log in using your federated login, and you can, of course, install Office for free to your computer of choice. So depending on what computer you're using, install the offline versions. However, you can use these online versions as well. Okay, so that's a brief introduction on how to access Office 365. We're going to jump into our live demo now. All right, so let's do that. I'm going to shrink this. And here we go. I hope you like the sound effects. I've been practicing them all day. Here we go. I'm going to take my lovely little face away just during these demonstrations, okay? And feel free to ask questions as we go through. So as I said, here we are. We're in our staff portal, all right? Something that should be familiar for many, many, many people. And we're going to click on Office 365. Now, when I click on Office 365, that's going to take me into the Office portal, okay? And the first thing I always recommend people check is that make sure that you are signed in, especially if you're using a T4L machine or a public machine. Just make sure no one else is signed in. So I always just check up here to make sure this is my work, I'm signed in, this is what this is where I should be. Now, you will notice once you're here, you have all these amazing little applications. So everything from OneDrive, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all of the Office suite of applications. These are online applications, okay? So that basically means you don't have to install anything to use these applications. You can install them by hitting this Install Office button, okay? All right. Now, you will notice that I have a few different ones to you, and it's very easy to get those ones. So for today, for example, we're going to be working on Microsoft Whiteboard. So to find Whiteboard, you're actually going to click this All Apps button, and this will show you all of the apps that you have, okay, in your staff portal. Now, the one that we're interested in today is Microsoft Whiteboard. Now, you won't need to click this if you want to collaborate with us today. This is going to be this is something you can watch. But if you want to start your own, for example, that's where you would go. So I'm going to click that and just show you exactly what it looks like in the web version. You get the most out of Microsoft Whiteboard using the desktop application, okay? So you can see I've got lots of different whiteboards where I use Whiteboard to collaborate with different educators about ideas, about where we're going and what's going on. Now, if I want to use this in the web without creating anything, downloading anything, I can just click the Create Now, and you can see here that it gives me a really, really, really basic way of collaborating. All right, so I've got a few pen tools here, and I've got a few different colors. It's nothing special. Where the real power comes into it is this button that says Open in App. Okay, so let's talk about getting the Microsoft Whiteboard app, because by the time we show you what it can do, you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is great. Now, the best place to get the Microsoft Whiteboard app is through the Microsoft Store on your machine. Okay, all right. And the reason why we go to the Microsoft Store on your T4L machine is because when you sign in at the top, all right, it's going to open this New South Wales Department of Education tab. And this is where we have a lot of the Office 365 applications that are beneficial to New South Wales Department of Education teachers. Okay, all right. So just make sure that you sign in with your work account, all right? And you'll find you've got a few tabs up here. Now, if it's not there when you go to the store, that just means it's not signed in. You are not signed in using your DET by clicking the top right, okay? And you'll notice that all these applications are here. All you have to do is click Show All, and you'll find Office Microsoft Whiteboard, okay, which is right there for me, all right? Once you install it on that machine, you are good to go. So I'm going to open up Microsoft Whiteboard, all right, and just show you what this amazing tool can do for collaboration. Jeff, you're going to help me with our whiteboard. Now, you have noticed that even though I was working on the web, it's automatically synced all of the whiteboards here with us. So I'm going to open one that we've been working on recently. Now, whiteboard is pretty much just like a blank canvas, okay? And basically what it allows you to do is have this amazing blank canvas where you can work on all of your awesome projects, okay? So you can see here, we were working on the HISI History Stage 3 workbook, all right? I've left some Post-its here for Jeff. Jeff's annotated around some of these documents that we have here. Now, these documents are Word documents, they're PDFs, they are PowerPoint documents. It's whatever you want, okay? We've got some PowerPoints that we've put in there, some slides that we've put in there, some screenshots. We've got a few Post-its flying around. We've got a SWOT analysis on our workbook on how it's manageable and how it works. And the greatest thing about this is that you can use this tool in a collaborative manner. So I'll just turn my face back on. Just so I can get a bit more personal with you again. And one of the greatest things about this is up in the top right hand here, you can see that I can see that Jeff Childs is working with me. And there he is right there. He is collaborating on this amazing whiteboard. And I can literally see it in real time. You can see Jeff here. He's writing right in front of us. And Jeff literally is a few hundred kilometers away from me. So he's saying, let's work on this. So very easy to do. Let's show you how you can make a blank one of these whiteboards from scratch. Okay, very easy to do. So I'm going to go back to my whiteboards. All right. And I'm going to click on this, which says create new whiteboard. Now, highly recommend you do this in the application itself, right? The whiteboard application, you just get more functionality out of it. And we're going to share this link to this whiteboard to you in the chat. You'll get the web version, which means a lot of things won't appear on the web version like they do in the desktop version. So it's pretty much a blank canvas that you can see right here. So let's get rid of my face there and give you full resolution so you can see what is going on. So I'm going to invite Jeff to come and join my whiteboard and anyone else that would like to come with me. So the first thing I would do is click this button up here that says invite someone, okay? And this is a tool that you can literally use today or tomorrow. Now it says, who would you like to invite? All right, now I'm going to type in Jeff Childs and get Jeff Childs. There he is. I'm going to get him so he can come edit my whiteboard. I'm going to send him an invite. All right, so Jeff's going to come and join. Now, Jeff is going to get an email.
I'm here, Andrew. Yep. I'm just going to check my email to see. Let's have a look.
Sorry?
I'm just checking my email, mate, to have a quick look, knowing that that link should pop up soon. But you go for it. Keep going. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it doesn't, this is a great little feature. We can actually resend that invitation to Jeff, or we can actually, get rid of Jeff, or maybe make Jeff read only if he's doing something naughty. So lots of things that we can do there. Okay. So we've invited Jeff. We can create a sharing link as well. So let's just say you don't know their emails. Maybe you don't have time to get everyone's emails. We can get this sharing link, all right? And it says here that do you want to turn on web sharing to create URL that points to the whiteboard, which can be shared between personal accounts? Sure, all right? So let's make a link. Now I'm going to copy this link and put this into the chat for you. Please be very nice. Do we have to download apps to use this, Sharon? You don't. You can use the web version, but the web version is very limited to what you can do. I would recommend that you download the Whiteboard app from the Windows Store. So I've made a sharing link right there. If you click that, that will take you to the web version. You only have drawing functionality, okay? But what I'm going to do, the first thing I'd like to do is, okay, I want to collaborate with someone on a task. So I'm going to hit this little insert menu just down the bottom here, this one right here, okay? And that will allow me to insert any document I need us to collaborate on. So let me insert I can insert all sorts of stuff to our whiteboard: text, notes, templates, a photo from a camera, stickers, PDFs, Word documents. It is amazing. So let's bring up something you would be doing in school, okay? And I'm going to insert a let's do the student workbook stage 3, okay? The HESI student workbook stage 3. Now it's basically asking me, what pages would you like to put into this whiteboard? I'd like the first page, and I would like the second page, okay? Or activity 2, I should say. I'm going to insert those pages there, all right? Now I can see here that I have Michael, Rose, Lewis. Okay, we have some people joining us using the web link that's how easy it was to get you in collaborating. Obviously, if you want more functionality, you're going to have to download the app, but we've got a few people in here right now. And let me just check to see if Jeff, okay, Jeff is there. And more people. Hey, Jared.
In the background.
So you're going to see right now, as Jeff starts to annotate around some of the things that we're working on, it's actually going to show me in real time. Now, we could be on a video call just like what we're doing right now and collaborate on this project in real time. And you can see that here's Jeff talking about, this could be a syllabus, for example. We're talking about, what we're going to do and where we're going to do it. Now, I could add a few extra things. Let's just say that Jeff's making some great notes there. Not everyone has a stylus. You don't need a stylus to do this. I could use the mouse, or I find this really easy. I can actually add little post-its around the place, okay? Just by hitting the post-it button just down there that says add note, okay? Let's start here. All right, so I can add these little post-its and you can put them wherever you want. Now, some of these things won't appear on the web version. They'll just come up with like an incorrect image, but that's only because you're looking at the web version, okay? We could change, the color of our post-it. We can edit our post-it, all sorts of things. I could rotate my post-it. So I'm going to put a few post-its around here, and then I'll say next we will work here.
Andrew, while you're doing that, popping in some post-its, what I might also show everybody is the fact that this has got the ability to transform some of the inking that you might do. Your shapes might be pretty neat.
Oh, and, please.
Pretty exceptional. But what I just thought I'd quickly drop in is I'm going to let me see if I can draw a triangle. Hey, look at that. It neatens it up.
Draw some shapes, Jeff. Show them how ink the shape.
I draw a square, and you can see as it modifies, it'll add some straight lines and make it actually look pretty reasonable. Circles as well, all right? Lines it up. It just polishes and makes your presentation a little bit more professional. This is in the desktop version though, so just be aware you won't be able to do this on the online site.
And Jeff, I see you've noticed you've made a nice little note there that says let's create a table. So show them a nice little trick about creating a table in Whiteboard.
Yeah, one of the great things is that you can draw out a square, and I'll just do this gently. Okay, and as I add lines, what it does, it recognizes that and adds it as a table. Well, that wasn't quite a good line because it didn't really join. Let's just try that again. But if I go from side to side, it suddenly recognizes, okay, you are trying to build some sort of table. So let's just draw that in there.
Great. And because this is a table, obviously Jeff can modify this table just by drawing it. Okay, he's adding more columns just by adding a line.
Yeah.
And we can manually do that as well, right? So we can manually, change that up. So you can see him literally drawing a table. So this is called Ink to Table. It's a great little feature in Whiteboard. It's great if you have a stylus. Even if you don't have a stylus and you're using the web app version, you can draw it with your mouse, okay, and make some great little tables going on here. So, some ideas there. I can see someone getting quite colourful down the bottom there, all right, that they've been doing, which is cool. Now, as the owner, you can delete and change things and remove things, whatever you will. So it's actually quite, oh, wow, very nice. It's actually quite nice. I can see someone's been highlighting through our work there. Now, we've got a few settings here, which we'll show as well. Some other cool things that this can do. So we can add post-its and we can add documents, but we can also do some cool things here by clicking the insert button, and we can actually add some templates. So say if you're working on a staff faculty project or maybe a stage 2 or 3 project, we can add a template here. Now you can see we've got a few templates from brainstorming to Kanban, retrospective. It's completely up to you. Let's do brainstorming. Now you won't see this in the web app. It will just come up as like an X, but do check out our lovely little whiteboard as we go through. Okay. Hey, Jeff's got an Office Lens picture in there. So I'm going to put this brainstorming template. I might just put it under Jeff's table. All right. And Jeff, with your amazing annotation skills, I'll get you to maybe draw an arrow from document 1 to our brainstorming. So I could click this and start editing for workbook. All right. And there's so many templates that you can do. So we've got our ideas here. We've got our 4 rules of brainstorming, our agenda. You can type whatever you want in here. We can keep adding notes to what we're working on. It is such a great tool. You will fall in love with this tool. It's 100% free. And with all the applications that you can add. So again, if you use the web app, just quickly jump back to the webinar and have a bit of a look to see what it looks like in the desktop app, which a lot of people will be using. So there you go, democracy, how does it work, right? And he's pulled that, Jeff has pulled that from our lovely document right there. It is endless on what you can do. Now, let's just say you have a PowerPoint slide and you want to insert your PowerPoints to talk about. So I could hit the insert button. I could go down to PowerPoint document, okay? And we could go find a PowerPoint document. So let me go dig up a PowerPoint document for you, okay? And it will, again, just like a Word document, ask us how to insert, or what do we want to insert with our presentation. So I'm going to go grab, I've got some sway examples in here. Let's grab this sample lesson. So this is a history lesson that I had, okay? And you can see here, it brings up the entire PowerPoint, and it basically says, this is a PowerPoint on the 1950s, basically says, what slide would you like to add, okay? So let's add this slide about music and rock and roll, insert. And you can see here that we have an awesome PowerPoint document that we've added in there. So you might have work that you already have been working on, and you want to brainstorm some ideas. Maybe you want to insert some associated PowerPoints. You can use Microsoft Whiteboard in a small circle to really collaborate on some amazing things. It's got some great features, everything from the post-its to the brainstorming templates, to the Word, to the PDF, to the table creation, to the ink to text, and the PowerPoint insertion is fantastic in terms of features. Now, what do you do once you have a great little scaffold going on here? Okay, some great drawings. Now, the canvas is infinite, so I could keep zooming out and out and out and out and out. And as long as you keep working somewhere, it will go in. Now, how am I zooming? I'm just holding Control and using my mouse to zoom in right there. Now, once you've done that and you've got something that you want to utilize, if I hit the settings menu on the top right, okay, you can see that I've got my pen on. I don't have a pen. I'm using a mouse and keyboard at the moment. Okay, so let me make that full screen for you as well, just while we're going through there. And this is where you can turn on things like ink to shape, okay? You can turn on things like ink to table that Jeff was showing you, which is absolutely fantastic. We can send this to OneNote. We can send this to Microsoft Teams. This is great. You can change the backgrounds of the text. So I've got those nice little writing lines. let's just say you're doing math equations. Let's change it to graphing paper, all right? Or maybe I could change it to hybrid or diamond or whatever we want, right? Let's do graph paper, all right? We can change the color, all right? So I could make it maybe lavender that we have there, all right? So I've changed it to math graphing paper. I've made it lavender. There's some cool stuff. Maybe it's a dot to dot like a blueprint project. There are some amazing things that you can do with Microsoft Whiteboard. I can clear the canvas if I want to clear the canvas, all right? Or I can export this as a high quality picture or an image. So let's save this amazing project, all right? And what I'll do is save it to I'll put it somewhere where I know it's going to be like the desktop, all right? So let me put in the desktop right there. I'm going to demo documentation. We're going to call this collaboration task 1. Okay, so I've just saved that as an image, all right? One awesome tool that we do have, Microsoft's a huge fan on accessibility. So we can actually right click something we've been working on, like, the 4 rules of brainstorming, and we can actually have that as alternative text. Or if I'm working on a post-it there, we can actually do some cool stuff like turn on Immersive Reader, all right, and have Immersive Reader built in to Microsoft Whiteboard, okay? So it will read whatever's on the post-its, whatever you're scribbling down there, if it can recognize it. So anyway, we don't want to spend too much longer on Microsoft Whiteboard. I can see there's plenty of people in here working away. Again, you have full control to remove. Maybe you want to make them read only, so they can only look at the project, and you want to activate when they can collaborate. Is there anything else we should talk about here, Jeff, before we soldier on?
No, Matt, I think you've covered it, and I think one of the important features is that ability to export. Is it a picture? Is it across to OneNote even and into Teams? And it just makes this document that much more live and much more accessible, and of course, collaborative. And yeah, I think we've covered it and nailed it pretty well.
Oh, look, it is so fun. It is such a powerful tool. I know as an educator myself, as educators watching, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, why aren't we using this when we're brainstorming? When I use this all the time when I'm brainstorming, it's really, really good. And then if I go back, you can see there that it just saves it right there. And you can share that to anyone, even as a read-only document, to collaborate on. Okay, so that's Microsoft Whiteboard. We're going to close that one now. All right, bye-bye. And the next one we're going to start off is probably a tool that we know everyone loves to use. And that's going to be on Microsoft Word. All right. Now, the reason why we picked Microsoft Word next is solely because we know everyone utilizes Microsoft Word. What I'm going to do for Microsoft Word, I might actually go back to our staff portal, just because that's going to be our source of truth. So again, New South Wales Department of Education staff portal. We clicked on Office 365 and we went to the back end here. Now I'm going to open up Word. All right. So you can see I've got Word right here. All right. Microsoft Word. Remember, we were just working on Whiteboard. All right. So I'm going to open up Microsoft Word and show you how you can collaborate on projects in real time. Okay. So I'm going to open up this PDHPE student workbook stage. Now you're probably wondering, hey, these workbooks look fantastic. Where did you guys get these from? We're going to share a great website called Teaching and Learning from Home. All right, which is made by the Department of Education. They have tons of free resources that we want you to check out. Now, I've got this lovely PDHPE workbook that has got a lot of content in here, okay? And I want you to come and work on this with me. Now, you can stuff this up. Do not fret. This is a copy of it, okay? So I'm going to share this with you as well. Now, the first thing I would do is click this share button, okay? I want to share this. And I've got a few options here to get people collaborating with me. Do I want anyone with a link to view this document? Now, just be careful. If you do that, it won't be locked to their name and you won't know who's changing what, okay? So the first thing I like to do is change it to people within New South Wales Department of Education. The reason I do that is because you have to log in. That way, as an owner, you're going to know who's doing what and where, and it will track all the changes. We'll show you how that happens. We can change to specific people just by entering an email address. Do I want them to edit the document? Maybe I just want you to look at the document. No changes. Maybe I just want you to, share some feedback with me vocally. We've got an expiration date, so let's just say that you don't want this document to float around past Monday. You can actually set it so it cancels all the sharing abilities and things like that. Do you want them to stop them from downloading? That's one big concern that you have. It's like, okay, that's great. What happens if they download it and they take it that way? You can stop them from downloading like that. It could be a draft document. It's a work in progress, all right? There's so many options that people just don't know about that really make a huge difference. So I'm going to share this with people with the Department of Education. I'm going to allow you to edit this document, okay? And I'm going to click apply. Now, I can manually type in an email address right here, or I can actually quickly just grab a link and then send it via email, send it to the chat, post it on Google Classroom, wherever you're doing that. So I'm going to put this in the chat right here. Feel free to check it out just by clicking the link. It will ask you to sign in and away you go. That's how easy it is to start collaborating on some of these documents. Okay, so let's make this full screen again. Okay, so on the top right-hand corner, I can see that Jeff has a document open. All right, that will show you all the people that are working on that document. Hey, Michael, good to have you here again. And Aaron, good to have you here. So everyone that's working on your document is going to appear in the top right here. Now, I know a lot of people don't like working in Word Online, but it's come a really, really long way. The desktop feature still has more applications, and you can still edit this in the desktop version. But I think you'll find that the Word versions are coming along. And again, feel free to change stuff. And I can see, just by hovering over, I can literally see where you are and when you are there, okay? Which is a fantastic, fantastic little tool. So Jared Burke, for example, is working on the title. We've got Michael working on the overview. Very nice. Love the pictures. All right, so that's great that we've got people working on it. And you can see here we've got 8 other people working. Now, let's just say you want to know where that person is working on that document. We've got a great tool here. So let's go find Lewis, for example. All right. If I click that, that will take me to where Lewis is. Or maybe I click Nicole and I click this go to location. That will take me to where Nicole is. Oh, there she is, right? So someone could be like 5 or 10 pages down. You don't know where they are. Where are they? Just hit that button. How do we communicate? How do we communicate? Now, we could be in a Teams call, but what happens if we're doing asynchronous collaboration? We got you covered. Great feature up here called comments, all right? Now, you've probably heard of it before, but if you hit comments, this turns into a bit of a chat feature in a way. You just click where you want a comment to go, and then you start writing. So let's just say, for example, I'm going to go down a few pages to this page right here. And I'm going to put a comment right here, students from the Winning House. I'm going to click that, click new, and say, this needs some work. All right, I'm going to put a comment there, okay? And what you'll find is that it puts a little comment box right there. So you can actually click on it and see the asynchronous feedback that people are leaving, okay? Which is really, really, really good. So I can see there Jeff is posting some comments as we go through. And you can go back and delete them. And there's a few comments that are appearing on there. So that's a great way to do asynchronous. I can see everyone's still on the first page chipping away, which is always good to see. Now, if you don't want people to make changes to your document, let's just say that I want to see your changes first, then I'm going to approve them. Otherwise, you're going to mess this whole thing up, which I think some of you are doing right now. So I'm going to show you how to do this real quick. This is a fantastic tool. Under the View tab, all right, we've got a few different options here. So you can turn on Immersive Reader, which is absolutely fantastic. Under Review, all right, we have this button called Track Changes. Now, what that does is I can approve the changes that are happening, or I can deny the changes that are happening, okay? So say, for example, I want to go through and have a look at all the different things that people are working on, all right? All these I have not approved, all right? So I can accept. I love everything you're doing, accept. So it's actually making those changes happen, all right? Or I can reject them. Okay, so which is really, really great. So I can see, hey, Melinda's doing some comments there. So I actually have full control over the collaboration that you're doing. Let's just say I'm going to turn track changes off. That means anything that you make will actually be permanent in real time. All right, fantastic tool. Word, everyone loves it, everyone uses it. Those small ways of collaborating is going to make a huge difference for you. Communicating using comments, making sure you turn on track changes so you can approve anything that happens before it actually happens. Finding out where people are in their locations, okay? and removing access. So we can also go back here, all right? We can click the share link and we can manage access. So let's just say, I don't want you to continue messing up my lovely document. I can click on manage access, all right? And what I can do here is that we can get rid of the link, all right? So here's all the people that have joined by clicking the link. I can literally go through and I can stop people from coming to our document. I can kick everyone out and remove the link. Therefore, when you try and click on the link, it doesn't work anymore. All right, so we can do that. So I don't want to be too mean. I'm not going to do it, but that's how you can get rid of people working on the document. Because I know that's one big concern. You put something out there and you're like, okay, how do I get it back? I don't want people changing it, change it. You can cancel all that, bring it back to originality. Anything else I need to talk about there, Jeff Childs?
No, mate, I think, you covered it. You're pretty thorough today. Really looking at just the links and the settings of the links. And I like the idea also you can set an expiration date. And so it gets to a point in time when you think, no more is allowed, or it might be a collaborative work you're doing as a classroom and they need to get it in by a certain time. Yeah, allow the editing, set the date, even set a password if you're worried about, local schools and other kids sharing.
That's a great one. Yeah. So, sorry, just while you're there, setting a password is a fantastic one as well. So, you might be concerned about someone getting the link or on the you can easily just set a
because things get passed around and we've got to be aware of this sort of happening. Yeah, so setting a password.
Fantastic. All right. I know we're very conscious of time, so we're going to kick you out of this one, or I'm just going to close it. I'm not going to be mean. I'm going to close it. So what happens when you make all these changes and you share all these things? Where does it go?
Where does it go? That's my question.
Good question. Microsoft OneDrive is where it's going to be saved. So we're going to show you how to access this via the OneDrive. Now, if you're not using OneDrive, highly recommend, because let's just say that people have stuffed this up a little bit, like Fiona right there. She's made a change I didn't like. We can take this document back in time to many different versions, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, show me how. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So let's go back to our source of truth. Here we are in the portal. I'm going to click on Office 365. Okay, and our next app, we've done Whiteboard, we've done Word. I mean, there's so much more we can show you about those products, but we are running out of time. We are going to jump to OneDrive. Now, this is your personal file storage space, okay? And you can see I've got lots of folders in my OneDrive, all right? And what I'm going to do, I've made this new folder right here called Teacher Collaboration Work, and that's where I put those files that we're working on today. Now, very easy to add files and folders. You literally just click the new button up there and you can add a folder, a new document, you can upload that you can see your own stuff. So I won't spend too much time on that because this is all about collaboration. So I'm going to click on the Teacher Collaboration Work, and you will notice that it's telling me who was the last person that changed that document that we were working on, okay? It was Fiona. Sorry, Fiona, using your name today. No harm intended. But what happens if I didn't like some of the changes? Let's just say it got out of control, or I forgot to turn on something to stop everyone from, like, track changes from editing it. This will save you so much time. If I click these three little dots here, I know it's really discreet, but I click these three little dots here, okay, we can go down to version history. Now, this is great. I wish I had this like 5 years ago. We can go down to version history. And what that will do is tell me exactly when someone changed it, what time did they change it, and I can click on any of these timestamps and bring back a previous version. So let's just say I want to go back before you all came in and started highlighting stuff and making the font bigger and putting comments everywhere. This is fantastic. So I could go down to yesterday, because the last one was done by Jeff 9 minutes ago. I'm going to go down to yesterday, which is version 6. Click on that, okay? And it's going to say, hey, it's trying to open Word. What do you want to do? Again, I can click these three little dots, all right? And I can delete it, open the file, or restore it. I want to open that old file, okay? Let's click open. Ready? Ta-da! There's our old version before you all came in and started changing everything. Imagine that. It will save up to 500 different copies of one file, and you can actually customize that to make it even more. And we can go back to any mistake that anyone's ever made and bring that back. Even if it got deleted, we can bring it back, right? So that's everyone that's been working on this. We can go back to that moment in time that you made a change. Wow, right? I know. It's fail safe. We also can share the document by clicking this little share button. So again, I love OneDrive for Business because it is about business, teaching, education, as our business of work. It will show us some analytics, like how many people have viewed the document, okay? When the document was created, activity highlights. So I can see Marina, for example, she made a comment. I could just click view and view that comment. I can see when Jeff made a comment. I can see when Fiona and others edited that document. And I can see, for example, if I click that without my zoom button, I could see how many people have viewed my document. Okay, if I go down there, all the people that have access to that document. Now, there's so much more that you can do. We're just trying to make it really, really easy for you. Now, let's just say that you are working on a document and you want people to share some ideas, maybe some work samples. Maybe I'm like, okay, that's my PDHPE example document. I want you to upload your own sample documents. This is great. You can do this today, tomorrow, whenever you want. Maybe you're running staff PL and you want people to contribute their own stuff. What you can do, all right, I'm in the folder called Teacher Collaboration Work. I'm going to go back to my folders. And what I can do here is I can click those three little buttons again, and I can click this request files. This is brand new. You're going to love this, all right? I'm going to click request files, and it says, what files are you requesting? And I'm going to write, I'm going to put in there work samples, please. Now, you can upload any file on your computer, please. Nothing sensitive or personal, just something fun. If you've got something silly in there, put it in there. What it does is create a send file request link. So it's like making your own Dropbox, but it's going to go to that particular file that I made in OneDrive. I can send it via email. I'm just going to drop this link into the chat so you can see what it looks like. Welcome. Please upload something silly. All right. I'm going to copy that link, and you can send this to students. You can send this to teachers. What it does is make a really easy to use file upload system. So it's in the chat there, ladies and gentlemen. Please click the link and check it out. If you don't know what it looks like, I'm going to click it right now. And actually, what I'll do is I'll paste it in an incognito window, which means I'm not logged in. This could be any computer. If I paste that, this is what it looks like. Right? It says Andrew Bowser is requesting work samples, please. And then it says select the files. And what you have to do, I'm going to upgrade this narrative script for English, hit open, and it says, what's your name? Just so it knows who it is, because this could be anyone, right? I can say, hey, this is by Andrew Bowser. I can keep adding more files, all right? And then click upload. How easy is that, and how user-friendly is that for students? How user-friendly is that for teachers? You don't have to share a folder, and then they have to find the upload button, and then they have to tinker around in there, and they have to understand how to use their OneDrive. This is literally just a link that you can put anywhere and say, hey, look, I'm requesting some stuff from you. Please just select your file and upload. It is great. Anyone can make their own little upload server just like that using OneDrive for Business. It is incredible. Which is awesome. Okay, any questions, Jared? Just while we're going through there.
No questions at this stage, my friend.
Excellent.
Now, Andrew, I've just managed to throw a couple of files, well, a file in there, but I don't know if there's any limit in terms of the files that you can upload as well. It could be a picture, it could be a Word document. You might go as far as having your files zipped up, and could be some programs that you've been writing. Maybe you have a software and development design class or something like that.
Fiona's just uploaded a file herself, which is great. Jeff's uploaded a file. Jeff, I want to just have a look. This one looks very interesting. Let's see what Jeff's uploaded here. Oh, helps your heart out. Was not expecting that.
What about Max? Max is now 5 months. He's about 15 times the size of that puppy.
Gosh, what we need on a Tuesday afternoon. You're killing me. That is so cute. Did you take that photo? Sorry, I'm going to
Actually, I didn't. My wife with her camera did much better.
Oh, Jared's uploaded some files. Look, it's just fantastic. Like, this is collaboration in real time. Hey, Jared uploaded one of our lovely projects from STEM.T4L, which is the Dash. Very nice, very nice. We're going to click on one more, or two more. Let's do Fiona. Hey, Fiona, very nice, and Nicole. Oh, the three sisters. Hey, I know my geography. I'm a geography teacher. Very nice. Blue Mountains, beautiful place. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is a great way to, upload stuff. And the reason I put that link in the chat, I wanted to show you how it looks in real time, like how fast things come up. It says who it's from, what file it is. It is a great way to get people to contribute using OneDrive for business. Anything else we need to talk about in terms of OneDrive, Mr. Charles? It's a great place to store. I did research this. You have up to 1 terabyte of storage. Everyone has 1 terabyte of storage in the Department of Education. You will never fill that. Good luck. That's great.
No, the only thing I was going to add is, Andrew, what happens if someone shares something with you, but you've lost the link and you're thinking, I know they've shared it with me. Where is that little menu bar on the side on the left? It says, how do I get to those documents? How do I access those? So if you have a look on your shared on your OneDrive, just on the side there on the left, you should have the option to check out who and what has been shared with you.
Great contribution. Let's do that. So when we click shared, we've got shared with me and we've got shared by me. Okay. And that will show you, and you can sort this by date shared. So let's just, let's go newer to older. You can sort by all the amazing stuff that people are sharing with you in OneDrive. Now, we could go on for ages about OneDrive. There's just so much that you can do. We hope that this inspires you to go, oh, hey, OneDrive's got some cool things. Everything from version history. Okay, so again, manage access, request files. We can copy a link to that folder. So, for example, let's just say I didn't want people to keep uploading stuff on there. Just like we did in Word, we can manage the access and we can get rid of that link. All right, I can get rid of that, or I can put an expiration date on that. I can hit this button right here. All right, and it says, are you sure you want to delete this link? This will affect everyone that uses the link. The link will not work for anyone anymore. Okay, so I'm going to do that because I don't want lots of stuff to fill up my OneDrive. So that's gone, ladies and gentlemen. What we're going to do now is we're going to throw it over to Jeff Charles, and he's going to show us some cool stuff on PowerPoint. There's just so much we could show in collaboration, so we had to pick our stuff far and few. Feel free to ask some questions as we go through. But a lot of fun here with you today. Jeff, if you'd like to share your screen, I'm going to send you live. And take us through PowerPoint, because again, PowerPoint's a tool that everyone utilizes, and I think it's quite important to show us. So Jeff, before you do that, show them how to get to PowerPoint. We know our one source of truth. We keep coming back to that. I love to show teachers how accessible all these tools are, even if you don't want to download them. Like, everything we've been doing has been online besides Whiteboard so far. So it's been really good. Jeff, I'm going to put you picture in picture, and I'll be here. Watching away, because I love collaboration tools. This changes the way that we teach. So exciting.
Let's do that. Let's keep collaborating, Andrew. And one of those key things you want to think about is, okay, we're presenting this information. We've just put together something. It might be a small unit of work, and you've got to realise, oh, hang on, I need everybody's input on this presentation that I'm going to do. So, of course, we've gone through our portal. We've gone through the link. We're now at the Office 365 homepage. But what we're going to launch into is actually looking closely here at this one. And I'm going to use my little Zoom feature, and we're going to come down here. PowerPoint, okay? PowerPoint's that presentation tool that everybody uses all the time, but because now we can bring it online, it opens the doors to collaboration a lot greater than what one would think. I'm actually going to start with a new blank. Actually, I could jump into the themes. No, let's just jump into a new blank presentation, because I'm going to get everybody involved in this presentation as well.
Right. I like it, hands-on.
A bit of collaboration as we run. Now, in fact, I think I might actually just jump back in here. I'm sorry about the speed of where we're going, but if I can just open up a new, all right, and one of the hopes was that I could find a new theme, but I don't think I can do it from this web version, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to quickly load up.
Hey, Jeff, while you're doing that, actually, I've got an idea for you. Use the designer ideas on the right-hand side there.
Well, do we want to show them that?
Yeah, because you use the web version. Absolutely. So if you're doing something on space or planets,
have a look on my side right bar, and what we should see is the preview, and look at that.
Everyone can make their own templates just by typing the word, and the power of the cloud will bring up templates for you.
Absolutely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of slides in, because we're thinking about planets, and okay, yes, the preview has come away from the original front page here, but what we're going to do, I'm going to add in a couple of slides. I'm going to get people involved in this, just some simple blank, this one here, blank slide. Okay, Thoughts on your planet?
Hit that sharing link, chuck that into the chat, and we'll get on and start messing up your PowerPoints.
Please do.
Remember, we have version history for all the files, so that's why I'm so confident in sharing stuff. You can always go back in time. You can always go back in time. We can always remove the sharing link.
Now, sorry, Andrew, I'm just going to quickly jump in here. What I also wanted to show you was, yes, you can do all that sharing. And as Andrew has done before, we can send out the link, and I'm going to change that now to allow editing. I will set a date. Let's just set it for tomorrow so that, again, doesn't mess up my perfect presentation. And just people within the department's going to be allowed to do this. And so I'm going to apply that link in a tick. Now, how we do that, obviously I can send this to individual people, make it a direct link to that person who's working with me in my team. Or if it needs to go further afield, like a webinar with over 100 people, let's click on the copy link, create that shareable link, and then we can drop that into the chat, which I will do in a second. But what I don't know if people are aware of is if you just come down here to come with me on a little journey down to this little slide here, what I can do is I can, and my little thing, I can actually allow this specific actual slide, if I right click, and I can link to this slide, and so I can actually hand this specific slide out to people.
Oh, brilliant. Right? So that way we know exactly what slide to start.
You got it. Specific people can be just working on an individual slide, and it means that they're not getting lost, or what was I supposed to be doing? Where was the space I was supposed to be in? All right, it's just that individual slide. So I'm going to click apply, and I'm actually going to give everybody this link. And so I'm going to come up to the chat file. Let me just give me 10 seconds.
What I love about this, Jeff, is that the sharing dialogue is universal. So it's the same in Word, it's the same in PowerPoint, same in OneDrive.
That's right.
Where with all those options, exploration, password, protect, block, download, they're all the same.
It's right. It's a standardized sharing option across the board, and it means that all the different tools that are out there and all the different apps that come in the Office 365 package, it's the same feel, and so everybody can actually get in and start doing some things together. Now, did that link work? If you want to just click on that, Andrew, and we'll just see that if we can get people to start designing or putting something in there.
I'm
looks
here,
as though someone's already there, Jared.
The exact slide that you want us to work on. Look at that.
An image. Now, the trick here is, people, if you're going to add images, where else would you get some images from? And of course, you can go into the insert box and you can add in a whole range of different pictures. They can be online images, and it looks as though some people are already adding some lightning strikes. Jared Burke, is that you hiding behind there? It is.
It is Jared Burke, and he's lightning strike. And Jeff, just so they know, show them how we can tell which slide different people are on.
Yes, on the right-hand side, you should be able to see down here. If I can hover over that very neatly, and you'll see who's logged in here. And I'm sorry if you don't want your name shown up. However, you can see all that they're doing. And here,
who did that?
Lewis Smith, you are about spot on. In about 8 minutes, I'll be brewing my own. Okay. Right now, one of the other things, guys, just as Andrew showed you before with commenting, you can add comments from here. Okay, so I can throw in some mentions. Great stuff so far.
And now, it wouldn't normally get this messy, but solely because we shared one PowerPoint slide with 30 people.
Across
so,
a range.
If you're working in small groups, like 2 or 3 people, you could send a different link to different slides to 3 different people and say, this is your slide, this is my slide, this is your slide.
And look, and it could be, for students as well. So if you want to do a bit of differentiation, if they're working on specific things, or maybe you've got a group work task that you put together, and students, sometimes, dare I say, some will do more work than others, maybe. All right, you can be sending individual links to individual students to say, this is the piece that you need to be working on. These are the slides that you need to think about.
Although in saying that, it doesn't lock them out of the other slides, does it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But it certainly directs them to that slide. That's the target where they need to be. All right, so that's the main thing. Again, we can control our sharing, and we can start to cut things off if need be. Not cut things off, but you get the idea, and we can manage the access and cut the sharing link and stop from there after that.
What I love about that, Jeff, is it's so accessible. This is all using the online versions. You don't have to install anything.
Online space. There's no rushing around, and you're directing kids to that straight spot. It's one link in, and they're not messing around.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, all of these files and these collaboration features that we're doing, everything but Whiteboard gets saved to OneDrive. So Jeff can save this to his OneDrive. He can do all those amazing features like version history, sharing extra links, all sorts of amazing things using these collaboration tools. And I can see, just as we're talking, like things are changing right now.
As we go, it's changing left, right, and center.
It becomes really powerful, like just some of these design ideas that you can see me clicking and changing some of these design ideas as we go through are fantastic. So, for example, Jeff, if you click on the bottom slide, the very last slide that we have, and this is only new that it came into the cloud, you've got Designer Preview, which can be up there, which is fantastic. And you can see I'll change this into different versions, and that's going to change very soon, as you can see right here. That the Designer Preview is fantastic. Look at some of these. This is in the cloud, so you don't have to install anything. You can make some gorgeous stuff using PowerPoint, today.
And some of the clever things about that Designer Preview is that it allows kids to get creative without having a creative bone in their body. Basically, they can have some suggested ideas and then build on that. And then that's what we do as teachers.
And if they want to access it too, Jeff, do you want to show them how to do that? If you just go up to where the search bar is, right in the middle of your screen, where it says tell me what to do, just type in the word designer, it comes up. So if you're looking at this cool tool and you're like, oh, hey, how do I get the designer tool? Just there where Jeff's clicking,
I'm trying to
type in the word designer, and you can get, some amazing ideas there. So you can see there that Jeff types in. This will work for anybody, right? Anybody. There's no special accounts or anything like that. It's going to bring up designer. And based on what you write in the PowerPoint, based on the colors and the pictures that you do, it's going to give you some great ideas on how you want to do that. So it's worth exploring. Then you can share templates. So you can share all sorts of amazing things. That's great, Jeff.
It's clever.
Fantastic.
It's good fun. And I mean, look, I think that's the key thing. Get in and use it with your faculties, or certainly within your stage grouping, and get them working together on common things. And don't reinvent the wheel to have multiple copies. You can just do it all at once in the one space. So it's a good tool.
Cool. All right. Let's go back to our PowerPoint deck. And since speaking of PowerPoint, we're going to open
Sadly, I think it's time to wrap up a bit.
It's time. It's going fast. It always goes so fast. My gosh. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to. I'm just going to put my content. I'm going to put me there. Look, it's been a fun session. It's been a fantastic session. It's been so good, so great. Obviously, we haven't got enough time to talk about Teams and OneNote and some of the other stuff. Time is always tight. But from what we've demonstrated today, I think that there's new stuff for everybody that you would not have seen before. And by the time you start to combine all of these things that come on into it, it becomes such a powerful collaboration tool. And they've been sitting right under our notes. You just need some great PL regards to that. So that's what we're here for. So if you have any questions, do let us know. We're going to go through and just share some helpful links with you to how you can continue your journey on what we're doing. So next steps, Jared Burke has some great links in our private chat that he's going to make into the public chat that he can paste in there for you. So, if you want some more information about collaborating with Office 365, we have a great collaboration link that Jeff Childs made. It's a beautiful bit.ly. We have a Word collaboration link, and we have some online courses for teachers that is more about some of the great stuff that you've seen, whether it's Microsoft Whiteboard or Microsoft OneDrive. There is stuff there for everybody. So Jared's going to flood them into the chat that I can see that he's done right there. We have some learning on demand courses, okay? So if you're looking for NESA registered courses, by clicking this link right here, that's going to take you to the lovely Learning on Demand page, and I'll put that there for you. If we go down to our Microsoft category, there's some great topics here. Collaborative classrooms with OneNote, interaction with Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Forms, Microsoft MakeCode. Some great stuff to get NESA accredited and registered training is right there. This is classified as teacher identified PL, this one here. Okay, so if you are claiming it in ETAMS as teacher identified, it's standard 3.4.2. It's standard 2.6.2. Okay, just to help you out there. But if you're not, you've got great knowledge, and knowledge is power. If you want the recordings for everything that we've been demonstrating in the past and where this recording is going to go, it is that link right there. And again, Jared will chuck that in there for you. Or alternatively, you can come back to the email that you got to get into this room, and you can click that email again, because the live event turns into a recording itself. So click that same email and you'll be back here. All right, at this point, you can rewind the recording, watch certain parts again, or pause the recording and go back and tailor it up to you. There's a little slider down the bottom. If you hover your mouse, you actually go back in time. When you do that, we won't be here anymore because you'll go back in time. We would have wrapped this webinar up, but you can go back if you went, oh, wow, how did you get version history again? Or, you know, how did they download Microsoft Whiteboard again? You actually go back in time whenever you want, pause it, do it yourself, play it, rewind it, pause it, do it yourself. Don't have to download anything, don't have to have any extra links. You can do that right now, which is one of the greatest parts of this platform. If you have any further questions, ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to send us an email at onlineteachingandlearning@dt.nsw.edu.au. Jared's going to put that into the chat there as well. And we'd love it for you to do a STEM T4L webinar survey. If you had fun today, if you saw things that you went, wait, they were really powerful. If you want more of this, please vote with your feet, or voice, I should say, and fill out the survey. We appreciate your feedback. Constructive criticism is always great. Great criticism, no criticism, praise, whatever you want to send us. We're happy to have it. Happy to have it. We're just happy to be here with you. So, and other than that, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we have time for today. It's Tuesday. It's 4:29 on the dot. I'm going to put Jeff and Jared live just to see if there's any questions or anything that we need to address. Anything that we need to address?
I don't think so. I'm just looking back at some of those comments that have come through on the PowerPoint, and one of them came up was, thanks for this because I'm not a fan of PowerPoint, but now I can see how useful it can be for my classroom. That is a win already. So if we take one thing from today.
Oh, that is so cool. That's so nice. Jared, I see we've got a question there. What is the question that we have?
Yeah, no questions regarding the content today. It was more just about recording links and things like that. So, yeah, cool. Well explained today, Mr. Bowser.
Right, and Fiona Scott here. Where do I find this again if I log out? Fiona, I think you're talking about the recording. If you do log out and you want to go back to the recording, you can just click the email you got to get here in the first place. It will automatically play a repeat version of the recording, but there's also the recording links that Jared's put into the chat. Now I know it's really long. It's bit.ly/T4L. Oh wait, that's not it. The recording link is in there. It is Jared. So hey, Jared's just reposted. I know it's a long link, and I was like, oh my gosh, how do I expect to type that? Take a photo of it if you get stuck, or my advice, just click the email that you got to get in here in the first place. That's going to be the easiest way, right? Very easy, very easy. No problems, Fiona. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. We're going to let you go. Enjoy your lovely Tuesday afternoon. On behalf of Jared Burke and myself and Jeffrey Childs, would like to say thank you so much for joining us on Collaboration Tools with Microsoft Tools Online. It's been fun. It's been a bell. Everything worked beautifully. And thank you for collaborating. We really appreciate your time. We will definitely see you in the next one. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.